Hey guys, it's Finn. Today is Thursday the 5th of September 2013 and I'm 21 weeks and 1 day on testosterone. Uploading a day late again because I was in London yesterday for this drama therapy workshop. So maybe I'll tell you a little bit about that first before I talk about changes this week. I have no idea what the drama therapy was about. I'm told it's going to make sense on the way. Basically, the only experience I've got ever of drama therapy was back when I was in a therapeutic community, and we used to have something called psychodrama, which was hellish. It was basically, because the therapy I was in was group therapy, so you were in the group, and when it was your turn to do psychodrama, you had to stand in the middle of the room and then reenact a scene from your past that still troubled you. It could be past or it could be something present, anything basically that still troubled you. And so you would act it out with members of the group taking certain roles. So the idea was you could kind of like relive it, see it a different way, and kind of like work your way through it. And you know, we all hated it, it was horrible. But saying that, it did actually help and did actually work. So I did actually wonder why, when I saw this email saying about spaces for drama therapy, that I actually said yes. But you see, when I get like a feeling or you know something like that comes up, I just follow it, because for me, doing any kind of challenging therapy that's going to help me to kind of better myself, it is the way forward for me. So I still went for it despite being scared. But it turned out it was nothing like psychodrama. Some really lovely people. It was a really nice small group. There's going to be a maximum of 8 of us, and there was 3 missing yesterday, so that was 5. Mathematics, yeah. And yeah, we were just kind of like doing the kind of general group forming things in the very beginning, like setting up boundaries and what was okay and what wasn't okay and things like that. And then we did this strange thing where we split into groups and then we sculpted each other into an emotion. We had to sculpt each other into fear and then into hope, which was quite weird. And then we had a ball of wool, and we had to kind of hold on to a piece and then throw it to somebody, like while saying a word that kind of represented what we were hoping from the group or just how we were feeling, and just kind of like throw it to each other like this. So we end up with this big mesh of kind of like string between us, and that represented our work in the group. Yeah. A few icebreakers and stuff, and that was generally it. So I don't know. I mean, they haven't really told us much about this drama therapy. It's called Sesame, and it works on kind of metaphor and movement, voice, and things like that. So, and they've said that the best way to explain Sesame is just to kind of like live it. So I'm guessing as the weeks go on, it will make sense. But I mean, really, what I hope from it is to increase my confidence in general and my confidence as a man. It's an ongoing thing for me to deal with my anxiety, so I hope it will help with that. And meeting other people as well. It's really nice to meet other people with other gender expressions and just people that are in the same boat and understand. So yeah, I feel really optimistic. You know, I wasn't actually that anxious, to be honest. I really wasn't. When the icebreaker started, I hate icebreakers. But it was alright. And therapy for me as well is getting to London. I'm so much better at public transport now, but London's still a bit, you know, but I got there, did the tube, right in rush hour, and apart from a little bit of anxiety because I couldn't find the place, because I'm useless at directions, I haven't got that part of the male brain at all that can make maps. I have just blanks in my head. I have trouble getting from my house to the local shops. It's just something falls out of my head. I have cheese brain. So yeah, even the journey's going to do me good. More confidence in just being, you know, that autonomous being that I can be, and I am. It's just that anxiety sometimes prevents me from being that independent, but it was fine yesterday. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what it brings, and it's definitely another little part of the journey that's going to help in my whole recovery, mental health, everything, you know, so good times. So yeah, I can't really tell you much about that at the moment, other than what was that about? But yeah, in a good way, in a very good way, and I'm looking forward to more. It goes on for like 18 weeks, so that's really cool. Okay, so changes this week. It's going to be pretty quick actually, because to be honest, It's just hair. It's all about the hair. It really is. My happy trail is amazing. You know, every week my hair gets darker, and I think, oh, it can't get any darker than that. There's only black, right? It just seems to get blacker and blacker and blacker. My happy trail is very black now. The very top bit by the belly button, very, very black. My arms are getting kind of like much darker, and I'm actually getting hairs up here now. They were there anyway, but you're starting to see them, which is really good. It's really weird about this hair on my chest that appeared in very early days. It's almost like the pores developed and you could see the hair follicle, but nothing's happened. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm quite happy about that. So yeah, in general, it's all about the hair getting thicker, darker and blacker. And I have to tell you about my hairy butt. Nat is threatening me with the wax strips. It's getting ridiculous. If I had as much hair on my face as I do on my butt, I really could join ZZ Top. It's that bad. Took a picture of my butt, as you do, because, you know, I couldn't wiggle around in the mirror to see it. And I said to Nat, oh, I've got to retake it, there's a shadow. She said, no, that's not a shadow, darling, that's your hair. So, yes, I have a very hairy butt. So, I did some manscaping, which I do anyway. But let me tell you, trying to manscape your own butt is really not easy. But I'm not going for this sack, back and crack business. You can just bugger off. And I've told Nat that there's no wax strips allowed. She's just going to have to help me manscape. But yeah, a hairy butt. It's ridiculous. Maybe my hair is just working its way up like that because my legs have gone really hairy. Now my butt, my belly button's happening. So yeah, that's pretty much it this week, really. The spots are dreadful. Actually, the worst this month than they've been all the other time, actually. But that's probably the hair. I've got so much more hair on my face now. Even all this downy hair is increasing. And I think that's what's causing a lot of the spots, because most of the spots are kind of under here, along this line here and up here. So I would kind of think that that's more to do with the hair growing. In terms of the bloatedness I was talking about last week, that seems to have gone. I don't feel quite as chunky now as I did. Loads of people have kind of messaged me about this, and I don't really understand. I need to do some research, but it seems quite common that a lot of trans guys do have some bloating on testosterone. And there's various things you can do about it. Taking B vitamins help, drinking lots of water helps, exercising helps, etc. But some people are in the kind of mindset that it's high estrogen that makes you bloat. So they've suggested that maybe my estrogen levels are high, but this can't be the case because there's a lot of trans guys out there whose levels are perfectly fine, and yet they say they suffer from bloating as well. So I don't know. I mean, it's genetics at the end of the day, isn't it? Some of us have this, some of us don't. I've always been somebody that kind of suffers with a bit of bloating, but that used to be around kind of like the monthly time, and then it would go. So maybe as my body is still adapting, you know, I'm only, what am I on, 4 months? Just coming up to 4 months on T, 3.5 months, 4 months. Do you know, I can't remember right now. Yeah, whatever, I'm still early days T. So there's a lot going on in there. Converting from estrogen to testosterone is a big deal for the body, so it's not surprising. And anyway, every single time I've had the jab, the actual effects that have happened directly after the jab have lessened each time. You know, the bloating is nowhere near as bad as it was after the first couple of jabs. The spots are worse, but as I say, I think that's the hair. In terms of kind of like the mood, it's so much more level. That tiredness that hits me after the jab has kind of gone now, and I feel back to being level. I mean, the thing to remember with this all is that we're all so different, and I do have all this mental health stuff going on as well. So it's not all the testosterone. It's really impossible to kind of separate what is the testosterone and what isn't, you know. So I'm just trying to talk about how it is, and you just can't really know at the end of the day what exactly it is. But in terms of the spots, it's definitely testosterone. Absolutely. I never used to get oily skin before. My skin was so dry, and now it's just an oil factory. And the sweats. Oh my god, that's another thing that's just got worse all over again this month. Now, thinking about it, when I had my last Nebido jab, the sweats were really bad, I think up to about 6 weeks after the jab, and then it kind of started to calm, and I actually thought, woohoo, that's great. But they've started again. Yesterday, when I turned up to this drama therapy, there was like a vinyl couch thing, and I sat on it, and I could hear it creaking. And I looked, and I realised it wasn't creaking, it was the sweat dripping off my ear. dripping onto this vinyl thing and making this tap, tap, tap noise. Oh my god, how disgusting is that? I find it so embarrassing. I really can't go anywhere in jeans anymore because after about 5 minutes, my jeans are just soaked wet through. Absolutely soaked wet through. I'm really looking forward to winter. The first time I'm ever going to say that, is I really want to be cold. I can't remember the last time I was cold. I've forgotten what being cold feels like. I have no idea. See, I do find the sweats really embarrassing. It's just horrible. You're talking to someone and it's just like running down your face and dripping on the floor. It's not good. So maybe I need to carry a hanky and just do this gentlemanly, like, mopping of one's brow. Maybe. I think that's it this week, really. There's no point me waffling, is there, really? No. I think that's it. I'm going to leave it there. And leave it relatively short. So yeah, things are all good, peeps. Things are all good. Big update next week, obviously, because it's my 4 months? 5 months? One of the two. Time flies when you're on testosterone. Right. Enjoy your week, everybody. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon.